Today from George Jenkins Arena inside the Lakeland Center, the site of the 2012 FHSAA Boys Basketball Finals. This is the Class 8A state semifinal between the Gladiators of Hialeah Gardens and the Sharks of Spanish River. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Rideout along with Dr. Phillips head coach Anthony Long. We welcome you inside the Lakeland Center for the second Class 8A semifinal. The winner of this game will take on Hagerty, which held off Vero Beach by the final score of 63-60. And coach, we've got an interesting matchup here between two programs who have never been to a state semifinal before.
Really looking forward to the game. I tell you, these two teams got to be excited to be here. Their first trip to Lakeland. You know, I know to get through Region 4 in Miami, you've got to be really a good team. So looking forward to seeing if Spanish River can hang.
All right, let's take a look at our starting lineups for both teams. First for the Gladiators. I love that name. Out of Hialeah Gardens, ranked second in the state. You see the backcourt there, Fabian and Rodriguez. Ray Rodriguez heading to the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. And also in the front court, Huerta and Gonzalez and also Somoza for the Gladiators. For the Sharks of Spanish River, Scholl and Gelb in the backcourt. And in the front court, Kupferberg, Goldman, and Love. Spanish River 22-3 on the year, coached by their 15th year head coach John Jones. As we mentioned, making their first ever appearance in the state semifinals. The Gladiators 26-5 on the year, coached by Marcos Molina in his fourth year. And the reason he's in his fourth year, coach, is because they're only in their fourth year of existence as a program.
It's really impressive to be able to make it to Lakeland at such a young age as a school. You hardly ever see that, especially in Class 8A.
In fact, not only is it impressive that they got here after only 4 years, Hialeah Gardens never made it out of districts in their first 3 years of existence.
I tell you what.
How do you do that?
To go from not even playing in the playoffs to playing in Lakeland, that's certainly a big jump.
And for Spanish River, they've made only one appearance before this year, and the Sharks lost in the region semifinal. So they didn't even get to the brink of playing for an opportunity to get to Lakeland. They just busted down the door, and here they are.
I'll tell you what, Mike, we're going to have ourselves a brand new Class 8A state champion because Hagerty has never been to Lakeland either. So
That's right.
It's going to be Hagerty against one of these two. So we're going to have ourselves a brand new, never crowned before state champ.
All right, if you would like to buy a DVD of this broadcast, go to FHSAAsports.com. That's FHSAAsports.com. Well, we were kind of looking at the stats, and we don't know what to believe as far as the stats for Hialeah Gardens, because if you add up their points per game, it's over 100 points per game. And, well, while they've had a pretty good season, they're ranked second in the state, they have yet to put up 100 points this year in a game. So we know those stats aren't completely accurate. We'll give you the stats based on what we have, but nonetheless, though, as we look at Hialeah Gardens, they had to beat Miami High in the region semifinals, followed by the win against Miami Killian 63-53 in the region final to get here. And for the River Sharks, or for the Sharks rather, out of Spanish River, they defeated Jupiter in round number 1 by 5, and then they beat John I. Leonard 71-48 in the region semifinals, followed by a big win against Deerfield Beach 67-61 in the region final.
Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of people thought Deerfield Beach was going to come out of that region, and so for Spanish River to beat them, it tells you that they've got a good squad. And I'll tell you what, Hialeah Gardens, to beat Miami High and to beat Miami New Orleans, you know, those are two really good teams. So, you know, if you're coming out of South Florida in Class 8A, you've got a strong program. There's no doubt about it.
In the region final win for Spanish River, Evan Kupferberg was the leading scorer in that game. He had 22 points in the win. So we're about ready for the Class 8A state semifinals from the Lakeland Center. Sit back and enjoy. It should be a good one. Our final game of the day. We had 6 games today, and, well, we wrap it all up tomorrow with 4 state championship games. And then that'll do it for the 2012 FHSAA Boys Basketball Finals. And, Anthony, I don't mean to bring up a painful reminder, just really want to make a point here, but the #1 team in the state in every classification except for this one was here in the Final Four this year.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that #1 team ranked was my team, Dr. Phillips High School, but we lost in the regional semis to West Orange. But I'll tell you what, we would have our hands full with any of these teams down here. They're very good.
And Hagerty beat West Orange to get here. And then Hagerty defeated Vero Beach in the other 8A semifinals. So they will await the winner of this game. But as we look back at the games played this week, #1 Chipley won the Class 1A state championship. #1 Orlando Christian Prep, these rankings according to Source Hoops, won the 2A championship. #1 Tampa Prep. Congratulations to Coach Finland. They win that elusive state championship after 8 appearances in the Final Four, including 3 trips to the state championship game. #1 Tampa Prep was the 3A champion. #1 Lake Highland Prep fell to #4 Pinecrest in the 4A championship. And then coming up tomorrow, it'll be #1 Lake Wales and Terry Parker tomorrow morning at 10:05. At 1:35, it'll be #1 Miami Norland and #4 Leesburg, the defending champions in 4A, now in 6A. #1 Ely Breeze today. They will play Oak Ridge out of Orlando in the Class 7A championship at 5:05 tomorrow. And then late tomorrow night, prime time for the 8A championship game, 8:35. The winner of this game against Hagerty for the 8A championship. 8 minutes up on the board. We'll play 4 8-minute quarters to determine who will face Hagerty for the state championship. Your officials for today, the referee is James Boyd. The umpires, Kim Fessler and Chap Walker, as the ball is in the air and the tip is controlled by the team in dark. That's the Gladiators of Hialeah Gardens, the home team, Spanish River, in the white uniforms.
Spanish River starting out in man-to-man defense.
Fake for 3 as Rodriguez brings it up. Top of the key 3 on its way. No good by Buerta. And then the ball snatched out of the air by Reggie Love. Reggie Love, by the way, well, he throws it away. They throw it away there. But Reggie Love headed to Wisconsin to play football. And he's got a nice build to him.
Yeah, he sure does. Opening jitters, you know, you get that early turnover, a quick first shot. You know, it's nerve-wracking. If anyone tells you that they're not nervous out here, they're lying. It's a nerve-wracking experience, but they'll settle down here after a moment.
Anthony, you may know the officials. They're out of Orlando.
Yeah, I am familiar with them. It's a good crew.
Pass to the top of the key. Rodriguez comes up short on the 3 attempt. The layup, though, good. Underneath, it was Alvaro Somoza.
I tell you, two different trips, 2 different offensive rebounds for Hialeah Gardens.
Somoza, a junior, averaging 11 points and 10 boards. Again, according to our stats, we don't know how accurate those are, but like I said, we'll give you what we've got. 2-0 Gladiators, just underway, a little over a minute into this Class 8A state semifinal from the Lakeland Center. Love drives in, now kicks it back out to Gelb. Over to Scholl. It's a good thing it's not a football game. Those numbers would be hard to read on those uniforms. Light on light.
Yeah.
Ball taken away as the loose ball was picked up by Adrian Gonzalez. Outlet down the floor, intended for Buerta, but they turn it over.
Little nerves out here. You know, it's part of it, but we're only a minute and a half in. I think it's going to settle down here quickly.
Well, we have a player for Spanish River. That is Evan Kupferberg. Kupferberg has talked to his head coach, who then asked the official to stop play. I don't know if he got cut underneath his eye, but he is actually leaving the game now, heading to the locker room.
I think it might have something to do with his arm sleeve. You know, you have to have a doctor's note now to have an arm sleeve on your arm, or the arm sleeve might be the wrong color. I'm not really sure for what's going on there. I think it has to do with that arm sleeve, though. I think when he comes back out, he's not going to have it on.
Okay, we'll check on that. Jorge Reyes has checked in, a 5'10" junior. Wide open look for Gelb. His 3 back of the iron, no good. Tapped out long and rebounded by Buerta. Buerta off to Gonzalez, who drives in and lays it in. Adrian Gonzalez with his first 2 of the game.
Really nice transition offense there. They got up the court quickly there.
An early 4-0 lead for the Gladiators of Hialeah Gardens, ranked 2nd in the state in Class 8A, only their 4th year of existence. That one rims out along the baseline for Goldman. There's Fabian. Cut off, so he bounces it up top to Rodriguez. Now to the elbow to Buerta, who drives in, splits defenders, puts it in, and draws the foul.
Nice little one-on-one move there at the free throw line. I tell you what, he got to the rim quickly there.
Junior Boerta. We had to practice our Spanish before the game, Coach.
I'll tell you what, I apologize in advance for mispronouncing any of these names.
We'll do our best here. As the free throw is no good. Foul was called on Dante Scholl. That's his first, team first. And it's 6-0 Hialeah.
Hialeah Gardens in the zone, kind of a matchup zone.
Scholl with the right hand, misses the shot, left it short, rebounded by Hialeah's Adrian Gonzalez. Now quickly back the other way, Rodriguez feeds it down low. They get another basket and draw a foul.
Tell you what, they're doing a great job of getting the ball to the rim, getting some offensive rebounds. Spanish River hadn't really gotten an offensive rebound yet this game.
Foul was called on Ethan Goldman. That's his first, team second, and it's a three-point play the old school way for Alvaro Somoza.
Tell you what, Hialeah Gardens looks good early here. Might be thinking about a timeout here if you're Coach Jones.
3 of the 5 starters have scored, and that's the 5th point of the opening quarter for Somoza. 9-0 Gladiators. They're 26-5 on the year. Sharks 22-3. Love cut off top of the key. Now he takes it left of the lane. Has a shot blocked by Rodriguez. And the Gladiators come away with it. Here's Rodriguez for 3, right side. No good. And rebounded by the Gladiators again. Gonzalez lays it in for his 4th point. And timeout call by Spanish River. And Coach, what do you say? I mean, this thing's getting out of hand early.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hialeah Gardens is getting some offensive rebounds. They're getting shots in the paint. And right now, Spanish River, their shots aren't falling. But even more important than that, they're not really crashing, getting any offensive rebounds. If you're shooting poorly, then they're going to have to go and get some stickbacks. They haven't been able to do that. So I'm sure the kids are a little bit nervous. But, 11 points this early on is not an insurmountable lead. If they keep their heads, they should be able to claw back into it.
And it's not like the Gladiators have a discrepancy in height advantage, because their tallest player at 6'7", but the next tallest player 6'5". For Spanish River, they've got a 6'6" and a 6'5" player in their starting lineup.
Yeah, no, they're similar in height. They're similar in athleticism. Spanish River's got to get the nerves out and start crashing here on offense.
All right, Scholl will bring it up as they look for their first basket. We've played almost 3.5 minutes of this first quarter in the Class 8A state semifinals. Wide open baseline 3, no good for Gill, but a big offensive board there. Love for 3, no good. But here they are crashing the boards now. Maybe that's what their coach talked to them about
I think so.
During that timeout. Maybe another one? Yes, another offensive board. So they're getting multiple looks here on this offensive set. Even though they didn't get a shot, Coach, they still got to feel pretty good about that possession.
That's a good possession. They didn't have a single offensive rebound for the first 4 minutes. They just got 3 of them right there. So, if they keep crashing like that, they'll get some good quality shots.
Rodriguez now backing his way in was Somoza. The pass stolen away. Here's Love, and he missed the dunk, but he got the lay-in.
Yeah, maybe that'll break the ice for Spanish River here. Get on the scoreboard.
Spanish River down 9. 3:38 and counting in the opening quarter. Rodriguez with a nice spin move, but he couldn't finish. Ball was rebounded by Goldman. Sharks trying to cut it to 7. Shot in the paint, back of the iron, no good for Kupferberg. Got his own rebound and then got fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, they're starting to settle down a little bit here. They've gotten 2 offensive rebounds the last 2 possessions. They're starting to get better looks at the basket. Starting to settle down. I really like the quickness of Rodriguez there. I can see why University of North Florida is excited about him.
Foul was called on Jonathan Fabian. And the free throw is good by Kupferberg. In fact, UNF got one in the earlier game, too. As Aaron, I can't remember if it was pronounced.
Bodiger.
Okay.
Bodiger, yeah.
Yep, he's going to UNF as well.
Yeah, those are two quality guards. I tell you what, UNF's doing a good job getting 2 guards of that caliber.
Second free throw gives the senior 2. And it's a 7-point game as we've reached our first media timeout. 3:16 to play, and after a slow start, Spanish River now with a couple of points, 4 points up on the board.
Yeah, I think they've gotten the jitters out. It's hard to come out here early on, and they obviously got off to a poor start, but they've rebounded a little bit here. The kids I'm pretty sure they'll keep their confidence, and make this a pretty good game. I'm really looking forward to watching these two teams play in Class 8A. It's a classification that I coach in. And anytime you're getting teams coming out of South Florida, Region 3 or Region 4, they're usually high-quality teams. And I think that's what we've got tonight with this matchup.
Hialeah Gardens, in only their 4th year of existence, winning their first GMAC district and regional titles, again after not advancing past districts the first 3 years. Rodriguez, by the way, is a transfer. He played at Columbus last year, which lost by 3 points to eventual state champion Winter Park, which was led, of course, by Austin Rivers.
I remember him last year when we were participating, scouting that game.
One of the top 3-point shooters in Dade County. He drives in, and it's going to be a blocking foul that will put Rodriguez at the line for 2.
This close call could have gone either way. It looked like one of the referees was going block, the other one was going charge. So I'm sure that Hialeah Gardens is happy it went their way that time.
Colton Gell picks up the personal. That's his first team third. Spanish River just 1 for 10 shooting.
Yeah, you saw this earlier today. I was watching Oak Ridge play, and they shooting 29% at halftime. And then they kind of settled themselves and ended up winning that game later on. I think the same's going to happen for Spanish River. They're not going to continue to shoot 10% from the floor.
Right. And it was interesting, too. The Oak Ridge coach made a comment that they were kind of forced to play a style that they don't like. But in the second half, they, I think, scored 40 points in the second half after only scoring, I think, 22 in the first half. And they were able to kind of play their game.
Yeah.
Love almost had his pass stolen away, but Gelb was able to catch up to it.
Yeah, Gardens in a little bit of a matchup zone here, and matchups are hard to go against. And right now, Spanish River are trying to feel their way out on this matchup.
Reggie Love, the senior, headed to Wisconsin to play football, drives in, then kicks it out to the corner. 3 ball comes up short for Gelb and rebounded by the Gladiators. Rodriguez quickly gets it in the front court, ahead to Huerta, who has his shot blocked by Goldman. 2-on-3, and a wise play there by Love to back it out. 8-point game here in the first quarter, and make it a 5-point game as Dante Scholl knocks down the 3 for his first points of the game.
I like what Spanish River did right there. They screened against the zone. Set a screen up there on the top man of the zone, cleared them up for that shot. A lot of times coaches don't want to screen against the zone, but I tell you, it's very effective.
Coach, I had Mark Grisick work a game with me this week, and he made the comment, he talked about a particular play, and he said, you know what, I'm going to use that play. And I asked him, I said, coaches come, they learn things here, don't they?
Oh, no question, no question. You like to come and watch what your peers are doing, and if you can pick up something from them, then we certainly will. Coaches are great at stealing. We're great at stealing plays.
All right, now a chance to make it a 3-point game, or they can make it a 2-point game on a long-range shot. Spanish River fell behind 9-0, but now down just 5. Gelb with it. Over to Love. Love, bounce pass, good pass on the give and go. The backdoor cut, no, Gelb can't finish, but another offensive board for the Sharks. Finger roll in the lane, good by Kupferberg. That's his first field goal of the game.
That's a strong take. He got himself right back in the game. Spanish River showed a little bit of character there, not wilting, not folding when they got down 9-0.
Kupferberg averaging, actually I don't have his stats here, as the layup is good by Somoza. He's got 7 first quarter points.
That was a strong take to the rim right there. 6'7", big wide body. Hard to stop that.
5-point lead again for Hialeah over Spanish River as we wind down this first quarter. Sharks look like they're going to play for the final shot of the quarter.
Yeah, Hialeah Gardens is going to let them do that, which I think is good. They're winning the game right now.
Dante Scholl over to Reggie Love. Nice spin move with the left hand. Shot was no good by Kupferberg. And the shot beyond half court is no good, and that will be the end of the opening quarter here in the Class 8A state semifinals. Haggerty awaits the winner at the end of one. It's Hialeah Gardens 14, Spanish River 9. We'll return to the Lakeland Center right after this timeout on the FHSAA Network.
Get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to the Lakeland Center. Mike Rideout, Anthony Long in this Class 8A semifinal. At the end of one quarter, the Gladiators on top, 14-9. Don't forget, 4 games on tap tomorrow. That will conclude the FHSAA Boys Basketball Finals. Coming up, the 5A, 6A, 7A, and 8A state championship games beginning at 10:05 tomorrow morning with Terry Parker of Jacksonville and number 1 Lake Wales. Some people, Coach, feel that outside of Ely, Lake Wales may have the best team in the state.
I'll tell you what, that's the general consensus. That's either Pompano Beach, Ely, or Lake Wales. Both of them have great programs and really strong teams this year.
Checking the first quarter stats, Hialeah Gardens 46.2% shooting, 6 of 13, 0 of 4 beyond the arc, 2 of 4 from the foul line. Spanish River now 3 of 15, so they've gone from 10% to 20%. So they are improving.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, though, you're shooting 20% from the floor and you're only down 5 points. I think Coach Jones has got to be pleased that they're within 5 points after shooting such a poor percentage.
Foul was called on Ethan Goldman. That's his second. Rebounds are pretty even. 11 for Hialeah Gardens, 10 for Spanish River.
Yeah, I see that both teams got either 4 and 5 offensive rebounds. That's going to be key. Usually who gets the most offensive rebounds is on their way to victory.
Gladiators look to add to this 5-point lead. Muscling his way in for a reverse layup is Alvaro Somoza. He had 7 in the first quarter, 9 now for the game.
I tell you, he's a load down low. He uses his body well to get position down there. He's a tough cover.
Colton Gelb, looking for his first points of the game. That was Reyes with a bounce pass in the lane, number 10. And Love just drew a foul.
Good little high-low action there by Spanish River. I was impressed with that. You know, against the zone, that's one of the things that can hurt a zone is get it to the high post, dump it down to the low post. They did that well. It looked like a set play.
Foul was called on Adrian Gonzalez. That's his first, team second. And here is Reggie Love shooting 2 shots. And he missed the first one. Love shoots 72% on the year.
Overall, a pretty well played first quarter. 5 turnovers total with both teams. That's a pretty low number.
That's 3 now for Love, who averages 15.1 a game. And it's a 6-point game. Under 7 minutes to play in the opening half. As they feed it to the baseline, and after Gonzalez missed the shot, he went over the back. That'll be number 2 on Adrian Gonzalez.
A nice little high-low action there against man-to-man that Hialeah Gardens just ran. You can tell that both these teams are well coached. You know, they were running sets, running stuff against the matchup zone, and down here the man-to-man. So we're impressed so far with the coaches of both these teams.
Spanish River coached by John Jones in his 15th year. Hialeah Gardens coached by Marcos Molina in his 4th year. As that one is left short, it was rebounded by Buerta. And it was kind of interesting too, because junior Buerta was told by Coach Molina his freshman year that by the time he was a senior, they were going to make state. And he said, "You're crazy. We're not going to make state." He said they were so, unathletic, but yet here they are. That's Rodriguez with his first field goal of the game. He's got 4.
He's a nice-looking guard, Rodriguez. I like his game already.
9-point game as the Gladiators match their largest lead of the game. And traveling is called on Kupferberg.
Tell you what, Hialeah Gardens to beat Miami-Norland, beat Miami High School. They've got a couple quality wins. Anytime you get out of Region 4 in Class 8A, there's some heavyweights down there, so you know that they've been battle-tested.
Yeah. Just kind of expounding again on Buerta's comment. He said, "I thought Coach was crazy." He said, "If we worked hard, we'd make it to state before I graduated. We were a real unathletic group back then, and some of us didn't know how to play the game right." I guess they know how to play now.
Yes, they do.
Rodriguez with a miss from beyond the arc. Spanish River down 9 with a basketball. A little over 5 minutes to play until halftime.
Big possession here. You need to get back into this 9-point lead.
Gelb. Stutter step move by Scholl. Gets it out to Love for 3. No good. And rebounded by the Gladiators. Rodriguez finds an open man and laying it in is Buerta. Buerta with 4. And that time, things just kind of collapsed defensively. They didn't get back in time.
I tell you, it's beautiful transition offense by Gardens and really poor transition defense by Spanish River. So I'm sure that Coach Jones is talking to them about that. They've got to get back because I can already tell that Hialeah Gardens, that's one of the strengths of their team is transition.
And they've extended the lead now to double digits, their largest of the half. Rodriguez with 4, Buerta with 4, Gonzalez with 4, Somoza with 9, so pretty good balance.
Yeah, they have balanced scoring. They've got a nice squad. I really like how they get out and run off of misses and makes, and it's given Spanish River some problems right now. I know that's what they're talking about in the huddle. But, it's still early. Plenty of time to get back into it. They already came back once from 9-0, got back in it. So I'm sure they're capable of getting back in it, but they need some buckets right here before it gets away from them.
Well, as you look at Spanish River, Colton Gelb averages 11.5 a game. Ethan Goldman averages 16.5 a game. That's 28 points, but right now the two have combined for 0 points.
Yeah, as a coach, when you've got two double-digit scorers and haven't put up a point halfway through the second quarter, you're obviously not how you planned it.
And there's one of them's a senior, Gelb a senior, Goldman a junior. Let's see if they can cut it to single digits. However, Goldman with the miss. And now Rodriguez will slow it down.
Looks like they're going 5 out here, trying to spread the floor, use their quickness and athleticism.
Now, explain why you would do this. Up 11, still plenty of time left in the quarter. Is this just to work for a good shot? Is this to just run some time off the clock?
No, it's just to use the advantage of your quickness. They have very quick guards out there. Rodriguez, is one of the quicker guards I've seen. And so we're trying to get a quickness mismatch out here.
Rodriguez hands it off to Luis Huertas, who has just checked in. Huertas lost the handles on it. And Love, well, he's used to diving to the floor. He's a football player.
Yeah, he's probably going to win those scrums if he's going to play football at Wisconsin.
And we've got a media timeout. It was a jump ball call. Possession error points to Hialeah Gardens. So it will be Gladiators basketball. 3 minutes, 48 seconds to play in the opening half. Hialeah leading by double digits, 21-10.
Still plenty of time here. If you're Spanish River, you don't want to lose your head. You want to stay calm, cool, and collected. It's easy to get nervous and jittery in this building. Believe me, I've been there. But if you're the coach, you're just hoping you can get to halftime, down 7-10. before he's hoping it doesn't get out of reach here.
Anthony, I don't know if you got here early enough to see the first game this morning between Wolfson and Leesburg, but Leesburg, defending state champion in 4A, will play for the state championship against number 1 Miami Norland. Who do you like in that one?
I'll tell you what, I like Norland's defense. Lawton Williams, head coach, he does a great job on defense. They're always one of the better defensive teams in the entire state. And I know Leesburg has the advantage of experience returning, and it's going to be a war. But I'll take Miami Norland.
Leesburg also has played a tough schedule this year.
Yes, they have. Both those teams have.
Rodriguez goes inside. Now they bring it back outside. Huerta for 3, no good. And the ball's out of bounds, back to Spanish River.
I still like the big kid in there, Somoza. That was a nice little inside-out action. Very unselfish of not putting up that shot, kicking it out for a good open 3.
Spanish River looks to cut it to single digits, but they've really struggled from the field, Anthony.
Yeah, they're shooting 15% from the field, and it's just not going to cut it. They're going to have to get some better looks and start knocking down some shots.
Kupferberg with his second field goal of the game, 6 in the half, and it's back to single digits. Rodriguez drives in against Love, goes over the ball fake, puts the shot up, no good, an air ball rebounded by Kupferberg. Here's Love, down the lane. No basket, but he got fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
When you're shooting so poorly, one thing that you can do to try to get out of that is at least get some offensive rebounds off of your misses, get some stick backs. And, Spanish River hadn't been able to do that either. But hopefully Love here will, try to get these guys back into it mentally. I know that they're frustrated from shooting such a poor percentage.
Well, they may be struggling from the floor, but they are now 4 for 5 from the foul line. Love is 3 for 4. Foul was called on Jonathan Fabian, his second. 14th foul against the Gladiators. And it's back to 7.
Spanish River switching up defenses here, going a little 1-3-1.
3, right side, good.
Really impressed with Hialeah Gardens there on the defensive switch. They were where they were supposed to, spreading out the floor, got a great look out of it.
First basket of the game for the senior, Jonathan Fabian. And a loose ball picked up by Fabian.
Spanish River back in man-to-man now after giving up that 3 on the zone.
Somoza threw it behind his man, but a nice job by Huerta, and then he lays it in.
Somoza picking up the assist there. I like that young man. He's got a big, wide body, uses it well inside, and showing he can pass it a little, too.
Yeah, and he's still got another year.
Yeah.
6 points now for Huerta, and it's the largest lead of the first half for Hialeah Gardens. Love. Nice play as he drew the defender in the air and got the easy shot off the glass.
That was a nice play by Love. Right now, he's the guy that looks the most comfortable out here for Spanish River.
He's got 7. Kupferberg has 6 to lead Spanish River. Somoza leading the way for Hialeah Gardens with 9. Double-digit lead, and they add to it. Easy basket there for Alvaro Somoza. He's in double figures with 11.
Beautiful pass by Huertas there on the assist.
So it's a 12-point lead for Hialeah as we wind down this second quarter, coming up on a minute to play. And that ball blocked by Somoza. So he's doing it at both ends.
My man Somoza getting the block, getting some assists, getting some scores. He's having a heck of a game.
A 12-point lead for the Gladiators, ranked second in the state in Class 8A, according to Source Hoops. Here's Rodriguez. Boy, nice.
Beautiful move with his left hand. That was nice. It's getting away from Spanish River a little bit here. Halftime can't get here quick enough.
Rodriguez headed to the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. The transfer from Columbus has 5 of his 6 here in the second quarter. A chant of defense from the Gladiator fans. as the Sharks will play for the final shot of the second quarter, down 14. This is a big trip here.
It sure is.
Bowman was wide open, elected not to take the shot. They go inside to Love. He draws the foul with 1.6 to play.
That's good for Spanish River. You know, you'll be able to give them a little bit of momentum, something positive that they can go into halftime on. You know, they've done a decent job of doing some high-low action in this game, but just haven't really been able to make shots, shooting, 15, 20%. Not going to cut it against a really good team like Gardens.
Reggie Love missed his first free throw. He's hit 3 in a row, and then a jinxing.
You want to make sure to block out here if you're Gardens. You don't want to give up a stick back right at the buzzer. Be kind of deflating going into halftime.
Number 10, Jorge Reyes, checks in for the Sharks. Love with one more. 5 of his 7 here in the second quarter. And he gets 1 of 2. Shot from half court. No good by Somoza. But Somoza did the work in the first half for the Gladiators. 11 first half points, and he helped out in other ways, rebounding, assists. Only 8 points in that second quarter for the Sharks, 17 for the half. And at the break, the Gladiators will head to the locker room with a 13-point lead. Our halftime score, Hialeah Gardens 30, Spanish River 17. We'll take a break. We'll come back about a minute or so before the start of the second half. We'll recap the scoring from the first half and get you ready for the second half. You're watching exclusive coverage of the Class 8A state semifinals right here on the FHSAA Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.
Well, we're under a minute before the start of the second half. Spanish River has yet to make their way onto the floor, but I'm sure that John Jones is making sure he gets through to his team, Anthony. Down 13 here at the break.
Yeah, I'm sure he had quite a few things to tell him. You know, they're just not shooting well. I'm looking at the stats, and, you know, they're shooting 22% from the floor, and it's just not going to beat a quality team.
Yeah, including 1 of 7 beyond the arc. You mentioned against the zone, they need to at least hit a 3 to kind of soften things up. And one of the things that jumps out to me, too, Hialeah Gardens has 6 assists and 3 turnovers. Rodriguez and Huerta each have 2 assists and no turnovers in that first half, and Spanish River with no assists and 4 turnovers.
Yeah, I tell you what, the guards of Hialeah Gardens are playing well, and then the big fella inside, Somoza, really like his game, shooting 5 for 5 in the first half, rebounding, getting assists, getting a block. You know, it's a sign of a complete team because they can go inside and out.
All right, it'll be Spanish River basketball to begin the second half. They move left to right here in the third quarter of play, down 13 points. And we are underway in this Class 8A semifinal. Again, the winner of this game will take on Haggerty, which defeated Vero Beach by the final score of 63-60. And there's a good start to the second half.
Yeah, Kupferberg, a nice-looking shot there. You know, right now, Spanish River's got to get a couple more people involved. Only 3 guys in their team have scored in the first half.
Kupferberg was one of them with now 8 points in the game. But again, we talked about the fact that Gelb and Goldman did not score, and they're one of the leaders. Here's Rodriguez for a 3 and air ball.
Yeah, you don't usually see that from Rodriguez. My man Somoza with another nice play there with a potential assist.
You know, and we talked about this earlier in the week, the broadcast. Playing in this gym with a depth perception as it is, it's tough for a shooter here.
It is. It is hard to come in and shoot in this environment because the kids are not used to playing in a building this big.
Scholl with a miss. The ball tapped out of bounds. Last touch by the Sharks. Both teams making their first ever appearance in the state semifinals. Gladiators in only their 4th year of existence never even got out of the district tournament, but yet here they are in the state semifinals. What a great story. That shot back of the iron, no good. How about Somoza with authority?
Somoza with the offensive rebound, stick back. He's the player of the game so far. I like Rodriguez and his quickness and athleticism, but Somoza's putting up the best numbers tonight.
Yeah, in fact, he is currently the only player in double figures. He now has 13. Shot inside the arc from up top, no good by Scholl. It goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Hialeah. I get a reminder coming up tomorrow, 4 state championship games remaining here at the FHSAA Boys Basketball Finals. Our coverage begins tomorrow morning at 10:05. We'll talk more about that coming up on our next media timeout, just a couple of minutes away from that. A 13-point lead for the Gladiators. That's a 3 if it goes. It rims out for Fabian. And the Sharks come away with it. Scholl quickly into the front court. His pass deflected out of bounds. It will remain with Spanish River.
I tell you, Spanish River would really like to get some transition points. They're struggling a little bit in the half court. If they can get some of these long rebounds and get some 4-on-3s, 3-on-2s, that'll be their advantage.
3 in the corner is no good by Scholl, but a big offensive rebound. Follow shot no good by Gelb, still looking for his first points of the game. And another big save.
A couple offensive rebounds is a good sign there for Spanish River. Need to convert a shot here.
And somehow they got to get Goldman and Gelb involved in this game. The 2 starters who average double figures have yet to score, and they finally do, as Goldman was wide open underneath and he lays it in on the assist.
Beautiful pass by Love there. Drive, draw, and dish. A nice play.
.11 game. A little over 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Basketball is the first team sport in Hialeah Gardens High School history to win a GMAC championship as well as a district championship.
That's impressive. I tell you what, the GMAC is a rugged conference to get through, and you get through that and win that championship is impressive in any year, especially for a school just 4 or 5 years old.
Dante Scholl picks up the personal. That's his second. And the free throw is no good by Somoza. That's his first miss and about the only thing that he hasn't done right today.
He's impressive. I tell you what, he does all the little things.
Well, he missed them both. Rebounded by Goldman. A chance to cut it to single digits for Spanish River. Love over to Gelb. Gelb around a pick, cut off. Now finds Goldman. Goldman inside the arc, no good. Rodriguez with a rebound.
They're getting pretty good looks at it, but just not knocking down any of these shots.
And that's going to be an offensive foul. Good play by Goldman to take the charge.
Spanish River, I think, is doing a good job on that zone offense, screening up top, running a little pick and pop action. And they're getting some pretty good shots, but they're just not making them right now. Tell you what, at some point, they've got to knock down a few of these as this game's going to get away from them.
Foul was called on Adrian Gonzalez. He's going to have to check out with 3 fouls. Luis Huertas will check in. Love attacking the basket, but then backs it away. Now here is Scholl. And the loose ball picked up by Huerta. Almost stolen, but the speed of Fabian tracked it down. Rodriguez. Pass deflected, stolen away. As Kupferberg got it. We've had some college coaches in the house the last couple of days. Head coach from Virginia Tech was here earlier today, I understand.
Yeah, I've seen several coaches, assistant coach from Alabama, lots of junior college coaches. It's one of the benefits of getting here as a team is you get more looks from the college coaches if you're fortunate enough to get this far. Also,
Stan Heath was here as well.
I tell you, he's got his Bulls playing well.
He does. They had a big win the other night against Louisville.
My man Somoza again, hurting him inside.
How about 15 now?
He's playing really well. I really like his game.
Extends the lead back to 13. Also, Ray Rodriguez's future coach, Matthew Driscoll from UNF, is here.
Yeah, I'm sure he's excited about the 2 guards that we've seen in these last 2 games.
And let's say they're going to call traveling on Rodriguez. Media timeout with 2:55 to play in the third quarter and a 13-point lead for Hialeah over Spanish River. Haggerty awaiting the winner as they knocked off Vero Beach 63-60 in the other 8A semifinal. In that game, they got a game-high 22 points from Ira Smith. 22 points, 4 rebounds, couple of assists, 5 steals. They had 3 players in double figures.
Tell you what, Haggerty has a good squad. I had a chance to see them several times this year, and they're going to be a tough out. But this Hialeah Gardens team, I'm very impressed with them. You know, the difference that I see between Hialeah Gardens and Spanish River right now is Somoza inside, and Spanish River doesn't really have an answer for that. You know, Reggie Love is a big, strong kid, but he's more of a perimeter player.
Yeah.
And, you know, right now, Goldman and Kupferberg, you just haven't really matched up as well inside as Somoza. You know, it's a sign of a really good team when you can go inside and out. And it's obvious that Gardens can do that. Right now, Spanish River hasn't really shown that so far.
And while Kupferberg can certainly match him as far as size goes, you look at the two, and you can tell that there's certainly a difference between the two. Somoza's just get that wide body.
Yeah, he uses his body well, too.
Kind of a thick, powerful guy inside. Ball deflected and now stolen. Loose ball picked up by Huertas. 25% shooting in the second half for Spanish River. And Ray Rodriguez gets his first 2 of the second half, 8 for the game. As we come back the other way, a foul called against Hialeah.
They're starting to pull away here, Gardens. I'm really impressed with them overall as a team. You know, they have small, quick guards that are hard to keep in front, and then they've got Somoza in the back, kind of cleaning things up. They're a complete team. You know, I can see why they're here.
And of course, they were ranked number 2, right behind you, Coach.
Yeah, you know, I'm watching them. It would have been a tough out for us to beat them. They've got a complete team.
Alley-oop by Rodriguez to Somoza. 17 in the game for the 6'7" junior on a beautiful pass by Rodriguez.
That was a nice pass. I think it was Beretta on the receiving end.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Beretta.
Okay, my apologies.
Beautiful pass.
And a steal by Spanish River. Outlet ahead to Love. Look out. He lays it in. 10 points for Reggie Love.
I tell you, Spanish River's in a bad position right now because they don't really want to be in an up and down game, but they're going to have to if they're going to try to come back and get in this.
Timeout called by Hialeah Gardens. So 23, not 33 for the Gladiators that scored. As you mentioned, it was Buerta, and that's 8 for Buerta.
Yeah, I tell you what, Spanish River right now, you know, trailing by 15, you're going to have to increase the tempo of the game, but that's not really their style, and that's more the style of Hialeah Gardens. So it'll be interesting to see if Spanish River can you know, kind of speed up the game and get more possessions without, you know, Hialeah Gardens extending this lead.
You know, I know we talked earlier about this, the fact that Gelb and Goldman averaged together 28 points, but now here we are, 1:28 to play in the third quarter, and they've combined for 2 points today.
Yeah, I know. I tell you, Coach Jones has to be disappointed in that, but, you know, you're dealing with 16, 17-year-old kids, and you just do not know from game to game what you're going to get. You know, that's the beauty of high school sports. Sometimes you find a guy who's averaging 2 points and gives you 15,
right.
Or sometimes you have a kid averaging 15 who gives you 2. And that's why I have gray hair at a relatively young age.
Foul called on Reggie Love. That'll be his first. Well, Anthony, you were a part of a couple of state championships at Gainesville High School. Just talk about what it means to be able to win a state championship.
It's just an incredible feeling, you know. You get goosebumps coming into this building just thinking about it, and I just enjoy watching all these teams, and because they're creating lifelong memories out here.
What do you think the ingredients are? I mean, I've often heard good guard play, good defense, and maybe even that one stud.
Yeah, you need a special player, especially in Class 8A. You know, you need a guy who's just kind of a cut above. You know, at Gainesville High, had a kid named Orion Green who was that player.
OG, Mr. Basketball in the state of Florida. Luis Huertas gets his first 2 of the game. Orion went on to play for Boston Celtics. Ball fake, but I think that was Somoza that got the block. And then they call traveling on Goldman.
Mike, to win at this level, you know, a state championship, you usually have to have, you know, a high Division I type kid. And the last 2 years, we were unfortunate that we had to play Austin Rivers and couldn't beat his team. But usually it takes somebody like that, a high Division I kid, or if not, it's a nice look there by Gardens.
Huertas was wide open. He's got 4 here in the quarter. 10 seconds left. Third quarter action. Love. And a foul as Kupferberg went up for the shot. That'll be on Junior Buerta.
You know, Spanish River is playing hard, and they're playing their hearts out, but it's clear on this night that, you know, Gardens just has better talent and playing better overall. You know, it happens.
And the first free throw, no good by Kupferberg, who has 8 today.
Spanish River is well coached, and they're trying to get the, you know, and they're in the right spots, and they're running some good stuff, but bottom line is you have to make shots, and they haven't made nearly enough of them tonight.
They've been outscored 12-7 here in the third quarter. And before the horn, layup good by Huertas. All of his points here in the third quarter, 6 for the game. And that will be the end of the third quarter. And Hialeah starting to run away with this one. They've opened it up to a 20-point lead. We head to the fourth and final quarter. Class 8A semifinals right here on the FHSAA Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to the Lakeland Center. Mike Rideout, Anthony Long, head coach of Dr. Phillips in Orlando. 20-point lead for the Gladiators of Hialeah Gardens, as they are just 8 minutes away from playing in the Class 8A state championship for the first time in school history.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great matchup with Hialeah Gardens as they continue to hold on to this lead in Haggerty. Haggerty has also played a fantastic schedule, and they have some really quality players on their team. They're well coached. I'm really looking forward to watching that matchup.
Rodriguez will throw it in. Ramon Rodriguez, or Ray Rodriguez, was the team MVP as the team won the Junior Orange Bowl championship this year. He's headed to the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. Rodriguez with 8 points in the game, and he just got the 5-second count.
A little too much dribbling up there, but I tell you what, you have him and you have the kid Bodiger from Haggerty. Bodiger's more of a shooter. Rodriguez is more of a point. That's a nice backcourt combination for North Florida.
And they had another player earlier this week from Providence that will be going on to UNF. 16 points and 16 rebounds and a state semifinal loss to Tampa Prep.
Coach Driscoll's getting it done up there in North Florida, no doubt.
Yeah.
He's got some good players coming in.
Rodriguez. Somoza. They called the foul on the floor, so the basket would not have counted. Well, the point productions are going down for Spanish River. 9 in the first, 8 in the second, 7 in the third.
Yeah, I tell you what, you get those single-digit quarters in scoring, it kills you as a team, and you have 3 of them in the state semifinals. It's not good for the Sharks.
20-point lead for Hialeah Gardens. Rodriguez with it. And his pass stolen away. Rodriguez, although he has 5 assists, now has 4 turnovers. Try for 3 by Love is no good, but the stick back.
Kupferberg, nice offensive rebound there. You know, that's got to get a few of those and got to get some stops on this end to have a chance here.
That puts him in double figures with 11, and the lay-in good by Huerta. He's in double figures now with 10. Back to a 20-point lead. Ball stripped. It will remain with Spanish River.
You know, bottom line is Gardens is shooting over 50% right now, and Spanish River in the 20s. And that's why the score the way it is the way it is. Nice out of bounds play there for Kupferberg.
13 now for the 6'6" senior. Rodriguez pushing tempo in the lane, has his shot blocked by Kupferberg. Kept alive though by the Gladiators. A little over 6 minutes left in the basketball game. And the Gladiators throw it away.
Getting a little loose with the basketball here. Spanish River's got to come out and start trapping, start increasing the possessions, which I really think benefits Hialeah Gardens. But they've thrown a couple of them away here.
Adrian Gonzalez, who had checked out earlier with 3 fouls, back on the floor. Love lost it, saved it. Kupferberg puts up an air ball. And now the rebound by Gonzalez draws a foul. That will be the 5th team foul against Spanish River. Second foul on Kupferberg.
Spanish River coming out here with some full court pressure. They need to do that if they're going to try to get back in this.
Good pass into the front court. Huerta had a shot blocked. Love back the other way. Scholl for 3. And tapped out of bounds. I believe Somoza was the one that got his hand on it.
Yeah, for Spanish River to have any shot at this, they've got to come and do some full court press in action, which they did there, and hopefully put together a couple of stops and then a couple scores. And then, you know, nothing's impossible. It can be done, but it needs to get done now.
But they're going to have to put the ball in the basket. I mean, that's the only way to set up the press, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, they're just not making any of those shots.
Yeah, and that's Gelb, who still is scoreless in this game. Colton has had a tough one, as has Ethan Goldman with only 2. Rodriguez left it short. Rebounded by Kupferberg. Love. Gelb still can't buy one. That's got to be frustrating. He had a good look at the basket, too.
It was a good look. He's got beautiful rotation on a shot, just not falling.
Timeout called by Hialeah Gardens.
I feel bad for the Spanish River kids, because you can tell that, you know, that kid's a good shooter. Had beautiful rhythm, beautiful form, beautiful rotation. Ball's just coming in and out, just not falling. It happens, you know. It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
It's why I'm sitting here next to you instead of over there on the other side.
Is that what happened against West Orange?
Yeah, we were playing a very quality West Orange team and just could not make a shot. You know, we had good looks, just like Spanish River's getting, but they would not go down. And, you know, that's high school basketball. Sometimes they're going, sometimes they're not.
And you had to play that game on the road.
Yes, we did. And that didn't make it any easier. But
and how important, how big is that? I mean, when you made your run with Gainesville High School, getting to play those games at home.
It's big, you know, and it's just kind of a luck of the draw thing, depending on where you're at in the bracket.
Yeah.
You know, like us and West Orange, we're both district champions, but we had to go to their place because they were on top of the bracket. But it happens, and, you know, great teams are able to battle through that.
Gladiators with an 18-point lead as we wind down to the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Sharks in a man-to-man defense. Rodriguez gets it inside to Huertas, who can't hit the shot, but it's Last touch by the Sharks.
This is beautiful offensive execution right there by Hialeah Gardens. They really spread out the floor, tried to hit him back door, and got a great look. Just didn't finish it.
Rodriguez to trigger it in. Up top to Huertas. Back to Rodriguez. Now to the block to Somoza, backing his way in. Has his shot blocked by Kupferberg. That's probably the best we've seen him play against Somoza today.
Yeah, that was a nice defensive possession.
The follow jam attempt wouldn't go down, but another offensive rebound. And how about Rodriguez splitting defenders, and he finger rolls it in.
It was a beautiful athletic move, taking the ball to the rim.
He's in double figures now with 10. 20-point game. And the block by Somoza, outlet ahead to Huerta, who missed the layup. Rebounded by Reggie Love. Gelb still can't buy one. This time from the left side. Coming up on the final media timeout of the game. Somoza.
Another assist for my man Somoza.
Yep, over to Gonzalez. That's 6 points for Adrian Gonzalez. So go ahead and make your plans. It'll be Hialeah Gardens and Haggerty in the Class 8A State Championship. And that foul there will take us to our final media timeout.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Haggerty, I think, is only in their 7th or 8th year as a school, and Hialeah Gardens only in their 4th or 5th year as a school. Two relatively new schools on the scene here in high school basketball.
Haggerty, we mentioned, making their first state appearance in school history. And you're right, Coach, a 7-year-old school. Vero Beach played in the semifinal against Haggerty, and they had been, this was their 3rd appearance in the state finals, but
you know,
they've never been able to take home a state championship.
Yeah, you have a lot of what are considered powers in Class 8A. You know, my own school, Dr. Phillips, and Miami High, and, you know, Olympia is kind of establishing themselves as that. And, you know, Vero is year in, year out a very, very good team. But, you know, it looks like, you know, some of these new teams are wanting to, you know, step foot into that new zone of being powerhouse.
Right.
You know, with Hialeah Gardens and Haggerty, both of them have very good coaching, very good programs, and one of them is going to have a state title here.
Nice steal on the inbounds. Huertas all the way in, lays it in. All 8 of his points in the second half. By the way, just to correct myself, Vero Beach won no state championships between 99 and 2006, but they did win a title back in 1944.
Hey, it still counts.
Yes. Love for 3 over Rodriguez, missed badly. Pass intercepted by Love. 23.8% shooting for Spanish River in the second half, including 23.3% for the game.
Yeah, you know, it's the bottom line. Sometimes basketball is very simple, and when you're making less than a quarter of your shots, you're not going to win very many games, especially against a team of the quality of Gardens.
Well, your boy Somoza just checked out.
Tell you what, he had a very, very good game. We're really impressed with that kid.
Try for 3, no good by Gelb. Rebounded by Hialeah Gardens. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in this 8A state semifinal. Gelb with a steal. 2-on-2. Baseline shot, no good, and Gelb's going to go over Rodriguez over the back.
Well, the Spanish River kids, they have nothing to hang their heads about. You know, they're in Lakeland. You know, if you're going to lose your last game of the year, let it be in Lakeland.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of very, very, very good teams, my team included, who didn't have a chance to get here this year. So they don't have anything to hang their heads about.
Casilla, excuse me. Number 3 now in the game. To Rodriguez. And he knocks down the baseline 3. 13 for Rodriguez.
Tell you, I'm really looking forward to this final with Gardens and Haggerty.
Looks like appears to be two pretty even teams, really, even though Haggerty is not ranked according to Source Hoops coach.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Basket good by Kupferberg. He's got six of his 15 here in the fourth quarter.
Haggerty the entire year has only played with their entire team maybe a handful of times. They've had a kid that was out with mono. They had another couple kids out with injuries, and they very rarely have played with their entire team. And one of the handful of games that they did play with their entire team was a win against Montverde Academy, who's ranked 15th in the nation. So Haggerty not being in the top 10 in the rankings is a little misleading.
Yeah.
They are definitely a top 10 team.
I was wondering the same thing because they beat a pretty good Sandalwood team on the road in Jacksonville in round number 2. They beat West Orange, and they also beat Montverde Academy this year.
Yeah, no, they had a couple losses, but they were not at full strength. They're at full strength right now.
Yeah, and playing their best basketball.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's all about this time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, playing your best ball in March. That's everybody's goal.
Long three from the far sideline, and finally the senior Gelb is in the scorebook.
Yeah, I feel bad for the young man. I'm glad he was able to make a three, but just didn't really have it tonight.
Gladiators have been in control of this one really since the first quarter, even though they only led by 5 at the end of one. They stretched it to a double-digit lead in the second quarter. Gelb with a rebound. 20 seconds left. Gelb for 2 more. Colton Gelb with 5. Back-to-back baskets. Under 10 seconds to play in the game. And a foul called with just a fraction of a second, under 7 seconds. 6.8 to be exact.
I found in my many years of coaching that usually the team that has the better players wins the game, and Hialeah Gardens has the better players on this night.
And all they have to do is dribble it out here. And there's your final. Hialeah Gardens, in only their 4th year of existence, they never made it out of the district tournament in the first 3 years, yet tomorrow they will be playing for the state championship.
Well, congratulations to Coach Marcus Molina, and also congratulations to Coach John Jones of Spanish River. I know they're disappointed, but that was an awesome season to be able to make it this far.
3 players in double figures today for the Gladiators, led by Alvaro Somoza with 15, Ray Rodriguez at 13, and Junior Huerta finished with 10. Congratulations to the Sharks of Spanish River. Their season ends at 22-4, their first appearance in the state semifinals, while the Gladiators, now 27-5, will play for the Class 8A state championship tomorrow against Haggerty. In fact, let's set the stage for tomorrow. Our coverage here on the FHSAA network begins at 10:05 tomorrow morning. It'll be number 1 Lake Wells and Terry Parker out of Jacksonville in Class 6A at 1:35. Number 1 Norland and number 4 Leesburg in 7A. Number 1 Ely and Oak Ridge out of Orlando. And in Class 8A, I mentioned the matchup, Hialeah Gardens and Haggerty. That's going to do it for our coverage. Anthony, I definitely appreciate it. Had a good time.
Thank you very much. Glad to do it.
Don't forget, you can buy DVDs of this broadcast by going to FHSAAsports.com. For our entire crew at Play On Sports and for my broadcast partner, Anthony Long, I'm Mike Rideout. Once again, the final score, Hialeah Gardens 55, Spanish River 36. The Gladiators will play for the Class 8A state championship. Good night and God bless.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.